This is how to crochet half double crochet in between stitches. It's the same as the half double crochet, but instead we are going to make the stitch a little bit thicker by working in between stitches. You can start with any number of chains you like. I'm using 28 for this swatch, and I'm going to add my first half double crochet into the third chain from the hook, and I'm going to half double crochet into every single stitch all the way across. The half double crochet is a very simple stitch, but if you haven't tried it yet, you yarn over, insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. This is another one of those stitches where I would say the middle finger and thumb really help with having a smooth motion going through all the loops on the hook, mostly because they can pinch the bottom, and then when you're rotating the head of your hook to go through all 3 loops at once, you can make sure that the hook part of the hook doesn't get caught on any of the loops. The half double crochet is probably the most favorite stitch I have. It's my go-to for a lot of projects where I'm just using a single stitch because it's not as stiff as the single crochet, but it's also not as holey. Doesn't have as many holes as if I'm using the double crochet. So the half double crochet is really useful for something that you want to be a little bit more drapey, but also you don't want to have any gaps in it. This stitch, working in between stitches, which we'll go over in part 2, makes the half double crochet a lot thicker than a regular half double crochet. So if you wanted to use cotton yarn and make a hot pad, this stitch is really good for that without making some kind of a complicated hot pad. It's also a really good way to use your leftover cotton yarn. One thing to note is if you're making hot pads or anything that is going to be in contact with heat, acrylic yarn is plastic and it will melt. Cotton yarn will not. But one important thing to note is that cotton yarn, while it will not melt, it can catch on fire. So you don't want to have it near any open flames. But that's all I'm going to say about yarn fibers. If you have any questions or you enjoy these kind of close-up stitch tutorials, be sure to like and follow. I post them every single day on my page. And I will see you in part 2.